careful, change it up, or do they keep it going? That EXO Esports team around 80 points, 60 kills. That cutoff, though, is AG right now in 7th place with only 48 points. That means our metric for success on paper is going to be around 96 as we get into the map. And you can see our zone is on the northern side. Stronghold not in zone, living quarters cut in half. Control center only in zone for a moment. But for now, the Gentlemates are contested for the first time as down in Stronghold, the continuing fight of this inner circle versus EXO.
Inner Circle are another team who we didn't really touch on that too much. They are on the bubble, as are Thieves. Look, it's far from over for them at this moment in time, with especially the potential they have to bring a decent game into. We've seen, of course, both these two teams, Inner Circle, Thieves, find big games, but it's the inconsistencies that could go on to hurt them. But here we go, into the game. Stronghold, a little quiet of a fight over towards this side. Things kicking off towards headquarters, control center. Well, I don't need to tell you how things are going there, but over towards headquarters, the same old story. Teams juking it out.
Yeah, nothing's really changed on our map, hardly at all. EXO, Inner Circle have been fighting for a very long time. Up on the north side, the only change is really a return to form. Fnatic has decided to re-chow Gentlemates up there in Bio, which is actually going to give a lot of room for 5 Fears in Kim to be able to play for that. So we'll pay attention to that while we watch this fight on our screen. That 5 Fears team, potentially a good map at hand if they can capitalize on it.
Looks like Thieves have got themselves a little bit of a purchase over towards control center. So we're going to try and get some things going as we go over towards Stronghold. Both these two teams still struggling to get a hold of each other. There's a lot of action going on across the other side of the map as well. Right now, though, gunfights not quite blessing our screens just yet.
And these two teams are important ones, but Leviathan, a very important team, over 80 points, 2nd place overall, only behind the Gentlemates, and this is one of the reasons for it. They have this factory drop completely to themselves. Twisted Minds have already made it to the finals. Nobody else decided to contest them. But to Control we go, and here we take a quick look at it. Skullface in trouble as 100 Thieves. Movistar Koid continuing to trade blows all of a sudden. Blast by himself. Blast does clutch up in the fight and take down one. Should get the trade here and keep his team alive. There was a moment where there was a chance 100 Thieves would have been wiped there. All of the alive players were in that building. That was scary.
That's a lot better from Thieves, though. Managing to get themselves ultimate control now of their side of the map. And just to speak on this circle, it seems as if to be cutting off Stronghold, cutting off living quarters. So those teams over towards that side are going to be in a little bit of a sticky situation. But looking at where G-Max have found themselves, they went over towards Bio. Gentlemen seem to have been forced away. That won't threaten them too much towards this top side of that leaderboard, but they will have to go for a regain. And now it's Fnatic fighting over it with G-Max.
Fnatic with maybe their first win in Bio since maybe the first map of the day in group stages, and unfortunately G-Max is going to come in and try one out at the very least, but here we go. AC has found an angle, does take down 2, the third, the anchor, not here. Another nice win for Fnatic, a glimpse and a glimmer of hope. They might be able to creep up this leaderboard with a good map.
And you take those kind of gunfights all day, right? You very thankful for the 2 kills that come through. You haven't really lost a great deal. You keep things rolling. Looking over now, though, towards 5 Fears. Looking to just try and clear out over towards the harbour side of the map, or over towards Chemical Engineer, I should say, and they are doing a fairly good job on 5 Fears this time out. They do need to step it up, though. We do need to see a big game from them, but team number 1 have been wiped. The first ones we've seen drop, that will be VKA from this game. They're currently sitting very much on the bubble, so a poor game then for them. At home, the rest of the competitors around them are also going to have a poor game.
Inner Circle doing what they usually do in LCQs thus far, which is play from Stronghold, swing up into living quarters, and wipe anybody that they can. Unfortunately, they haven't had a great day of doing it. This time, found success. EXO not really on the board at all. They've scattered to the winds. This is the first time we could see Inner Circle have a decent map, but unfortunately, Leviathan swings up from Factory and punishes them. As much as I wanted them to have a good map, all of a sudden they are in deep trouble with Bray, the only one alive, as Teeny's going to get found out here.
A significant amount of trouble, because the problem was they had headquarters team AJAL sat up there, raining hellfire on them, as well as Leviathan finding 2 picks. So now all of a sudden Bray just needs to survive. The time of the redeploy should be coming in. They should be okay. But a tough position to be in. Bray will be okay here. It seems as if everybody else has just chosen to ignore him. This fight's now starting to break out over on the other side of the map. Gentlemates have actually had to make a reposition over towards Chemical Engineering, but over towards the dock we go. G-Max have made their way here from where they were in bioweapons. They lost that fight against Fnatic, trying their go over up against Movistar Koid.
Northwest side of the map, an interesting place, because Imkoi, as a reminder, lost out on control this time around. 100 Thieves do have control over that southwestern side of the map currently, but that is being pushed out of the zone. As you can tell with our current circle, we are moving kind of to the mid-east, if you will. Prison well within this zone, but all those folks on the shore, on the west side of the map, are going to have to move, including this team on your screen right now, trying to hunt down XO. This is a big team ahead of them, able to find a couple kills. Gabe, nice spot, but we got to back up. The gas saving a couple solos from teams getting wiped.
Yeah, and you can see Penguin what he's trying to do there, trying to get a cluster out to give them a little bit of cover, and just gives the fattest shoulder I've seen all day. Hamoud, he doesn't know he's in so much trouble. Raided comes down from his high tower, and all of a sudden causes absolute pain. Over towards the XO Esports guys. This is looking like a decent game from AG Global. They're finding a decent amount of purchase over towards headquarters. They're finding kills as well. But a big fight about to go down inside a factory. We can see that IOC have made their way over here. Inner Circle are here, but as are the squad of Leviathan.
The Leviathan have been crushing it in factory. But now with several teams regaining there, they're backing up, not thinking that they have a good foothold to control this entire building. You can see Inner Circle is fully regained here. The question is, what resources do they have? The Leviathan are going to have a good advantage. Skelman is going to get Mixie. He can. There's nobody else around headquarters. There's hardly anybody in that south side of Prison. So Skelman's going to go get active, go hunt for some kills. I really like this play from AG. They need to play a little bit more high risk.
Yeah, he's in the meat of the sandwich right now between two different teams in IOC and Leviathan. Can he manage to find a great deal? He's actually found a couple of kills here. TV will fall. Squad 6 has been wiped, so we've already lost the side of Fnatic. They're not really having a great day, but the fight continues over towards this side. 3 different teams getting involved. Blaze getting out. You can see that Scummins still was alive and kicking. Raided then get themselves involved. We can already see they have one player left over towards the headquarters. The anchor is still there. Raided gets amongst it, finds a kill. Not a bad exchange at all for AJAL or for the side of Leviathan.
I really like that play from AG, and the desk will break it down, but basically we saw that Nate Dogg was free in the tower. He was able to spot everybody around him, so he sent 2 out to save Scummins, get a few kills, but we swing back to 100 Thieves. They've wrapped all the way from Control into Prison. Reminder, Prison's wide open usually at the beginning of the map besides Rock. You can see Rock beginning to scatter inside of Prison. 100 Thieves have sent all 3 in the mid. They're now playing top Prison together, death ball style like the desk was talking about. It's working for now.
Yeah, they managed to get rid of a few players on the side of EVOS Esports who, well, are being held up together at the moment by a showstopper. 100 Thieves now have that top Prison control. Everybody else now starting to make their move down towards the bottom side, over towards the dock. And if you're G-Max here, you can do with a decent game. You win game number 1, you're right now on the bubble. Can you find some kills here?
Yeah, win game number 1 and basically don't do anything besides that. But that'll drag your average up. Just need a decent game. Unfortunately, Movistar Koi has completely regained playing around Ammo Shack after losing control. We're gonna have to move to zone. G-Max with player disadvantage means that they have to find an off angle and hope that, frankly, Movistar Koi scams a bit. Flank around the right side. They had no clue he was here. Goat Clamp gets a freebie and a half. Should clean up this entire team. Down goes G-Max. Gamax Esport, I believe, is out of here.
Nothing to be said from Gamax for the rest of this map. A lot of kills starting to come through though as teams starting to migrate towards the power position. Right now, Prison's looking like a good spot. You can see Chemical Engineering. There's a big fight going on there between 5 Fears and the side of Gentlemates. That is very much ongoing. You can see Enkyo in your kill feed finding shots on Anxiety. Stukix will find something on a Rapstar. There's many teams in and around headquarters who are now going to have to start and make a move. Do you chance it, go down Factory Harbor side, get some, well, less populated buildings underneath your control, or do you keep the high ground? That's the decision they got to make.
Yeah, it's these 2 fights, the one on your screen right now for
Good
Harbor,
shots.
and then the north side for Chemical. We'll check in with both of them, and Scummins is frying, and frankly, it's about dang time. Finding Lays, gonna get a power position and call his team over. Look, immediately Raided comes swinging in to help out. They're gonna play together on the front side so they can contest this squad up ahead. 9Z finally alive going into some of these final fights. I mean, we still have 11 teams. They're not even into the multiplier yet.
Starting to get Mixie over towards Prison. Thieves still in very much control of this building. But you can see beneath them, teams like Inner Circle, teams who are around that bubble as well. This is a crucial part of today. A lot of these squads need to get a one-up on the ones that they're right next to, and this movement of the circle you can see in your top left corner, Prison is no longer part of the safe zone. They're gonna have to make a move sooner rather than later.
Yeah, this is a really interesting zone. You can see it on your minimap slightly. It basically just covers all of Harbor and a little bit of Chemical. So the fight for the north is going to be that 5 Fears and the Gentlemates. On the point right now is 9Z. Here's a quick look at it in the top left-hand corner of your screen. 9Z is that 3 orange team. They're dead center. At the bottom is AG in yellow. At the top is Gentlemates and 5 Fears. Those are the 3 angles. Everybody coming out of prison probably going to chalk each other trying to rotate in.
And Thieves have done the right thing here. It was getting a little bit over-contested towards prison. They made their way out, but they may well be fishing a barrel right now. They're below IOC. We get a look on this. Here we go. Brainco now starting to fight some fire. Can they get a little bit more here as Blast will fall on down? Gabe's just about live and kicking. Skullface is here as well. Bray is he the one next on the chopping block. Gonna find the shots, cannot find them. Is anybody from Thieves surviving? Blast and Gabe just about getting themselves out of dodge, but dropped again. Gabe found from Bray that the late move does not work out for the side of Thieves. They will fall out early once more.
Inner Circle getting punished as well. Like I said, teams coming out of prison are going to get held. They're going to chalk each other, and Rock comes out the latest and gets actually paid for it. Rock Esports, the only team to actually come out of prison completely unharmed, so they're going to come join the fight on that AG side. So we go to the north, and here's the fight. 5 Fears up above, Gentlemates down below. Let's see where this zone pulls. This is going to change everything, and it does go to Harbor. Everybody in this chemical building, you got to come out of it.
Yeah, both these two teams have just been trading blows left, right, and center. But a big fight here. Team number 13 is gone. Movie Star Koi, another team we were expecting a lot more from, will fall out in 8th. And honestly, these teams over towards Chemical Engineering have been, as I said, juking it out throughout the majority of the game, but we are looking at the kills. Scythe had plenty. Anxiety has 12. 5 Fears making a really big move this game. If they can find themselves a high placement, they're on for some serious points.
AG does get blessed with the zone. They got to rotate, and unfortunately, Rock Esports is there. They trade out 1, and Raid is going huge. That's 2 down. Gets traded. We have 1 more alive. It's going to be Nate Dogg on the backside, but he's prone. Scumming, swinging around the low side, just trying to get to a piece of cover. I think Vision might have missed him. I'm not sure he knows he's in that shack. But with the trading of blows, they're just going to try to regain, while on the other side, Big Man, Scythe, Anxiety, watch out for them. Scum is trying to make a play, and he gets wiped out of here. AG, a decent map, but not the map they wanted, as Rock Esports has yet again made it to the top 5.
Vale will manage to find the kill. He'll take down Scythe as well, so 9Z Globin, they're going to put themselves in the mix once more. This looks like a good placement, and look at all the kills, everything coming through, the streaks are in, and plenty of players falling down. Who's going to come out on top? Grommelok will find out a Prodigy. Squad number 10 is gone. That is Rock dead. But look at who we have left. It's Grommelok from Gentlemates. We have 1 player down towards the lower side, just underneath the 9Z Global team. But we also have 5 Fears who are an absolute heater, still alive and kicking.
Here we go. Big Man out in the open, in a perfect timing from the Gentlemates. Wipes 1, 5 Fears. A great map as expected because of Fnatic's chalk on Gentlemates. But the Gentlemates have somehow come out alive. Grommelok by himself trying to wipe this 9Z Global team. Frankly, they had the best position, but our moving zone is actually going to favor XO Esports somehow, some way. Back inside the top 5. Grom can't do it by himself. Gets punished for it. And now it's 9Z versus XO Esports. Who's going to win it? It's the high ground all day.
Oh my god, they managed to get a call back in, and it is literally fish in a barrel. Vale trying to survive. He may well slip underneath. Can he manage to just about sneak away? He doesn't have the gunny, he doesn't have the numbers, he doesn't have a hope or a prayer. Hamoud may well just have 2 kills, it may well be about to be 3rd unless Vale can manage to do something. Penguin in for the trade, thank you very much. EXO will find a win. They were sitting in 4th place, that could be a big one. I don't think the kills were necessarily out of this world. Well, they will take that all day long, but the story will continue. Inner Circle, 100 Thieves, Movie Star Koi. We've got to see some more.